Hello, I'm back again, really excited. And yes, I'm here to give a preempt about the already successfully concluded day 2 session of our exclusive Valentine on Air. Yeah, and happy new week to everyone who is watching this preempt. So our day 2 session took off again, and it started by acknowledging those who were present for the day 1 and also those who were just joining in. We had a whole lot of new members who joined in for the day 2 exclusive Valentine on Air. And while it was ongoing, we had a poll that said, what causes victims to endure emotional blackmail? While that was said, the options available were lack of trust, fear, and low self-esteem. The most reactions went to the option fear, and that was by Miss Jacinta, Mrs. Ushi, and Mrs. Princess. Each one of them had something to say, but time wouldn't permit. We also had a letter from an anonymous friend saying that she was violated by her father at age 11 with due permission from her, only saying that she should not be unveiled. I mean, her name should not be known. But then her experience came off as really crucial and really important to drive our message home. And then we also had a lot of people saying that yes, she could get healing, because the question said, considering her experiences, do you think the ongoing manipulations she faced by her partner and her father can be cured, or are they patterns that must simply be endured and actively managed? It also says how much of healing comes from external support versus inner resilience. And yes, I would say the story, because without saying the story, you won't understand where we are coming from. The letter goes as thus. A letter written by an old friend. All permissions duly received from victim. An anonymous friend said she was violated by her father at age 11. As she recalled, it all started one night when their mother was sick. His father had come home drunk and really stressed after maybe time and time again of unsuccessful chemotherapy or management by the hospital. So obviously he came home not just drunk but depressed. And then he was also feeling infatuated, or would I say he was on heat, and being very drunk. He didn't know when he went into his daughter's room and couldn't hear his daughter's cry while he defiled the young girl. On finding out that it was his daughter he had defiled, he couldn't take the shame and the guilt. He had to emotionally blackmail her to kill her if she ever unveils the truth, giving him more license to use her whenever he wanted. She couldn't bear it any longer. At age 15, she had to run for her life. But running away from her home exposed her to the dark sides of life. And then she met her partner, who had already abused her, or who really abused her for many years, and emotionally blackmailed her each time she tried to leave the relationship. Okay, finally, she made her way out after she had become a serious drug baron and a drug addict. She's been managed now at a psychiatric home in Ibadan. According to her, this is her story. And then we asked, considering her experiences, do you think the ongoing manipulations she faced, emotional blackmail by her partner, threats from her father, can truly be cured, or are they patterns that must simply be endured and actively managed? How much of healing comes from external support versus inner resilience? In response to this, Mrs. Princess had quite a lot to say. She said the word cannot be used, which is cure. Rather, the right word to be used is healing. She also said that it wouldn't be easy, it's going to take a while, but then she should be consistent on the journey. The experience not seeming to clear entirely, she would still have some issues of low self-esteem, lack of trust, fear of love. But then the number one step to healing comes from within. So this is an answer to what the question said. She said external resilience 30% and inner resilience should take 70%. A lot of people reacted to this, and this was really mind-blowing. Again, we kicked off. Despite the network cliches, we still had an amazing time. And so we spoke about true love. We went on and said, does true love really exist? And we gave again a poll saying that yes, it does exist, no, it doesn't exist, and it depends. We also asked, can true love alone heal emotional tumors? And we gave options: no, see psychological help, yes, absolutely, and maybe a little. A lot of people gave reactions on yes, true love does exist, and it's in the person of Mrs. Princess again, Mrs. Vinyl, and Miss Jacinta. It depends was also ticked on by Miss Lulu and Miss Mimi Love, and no was by Sunshine. Right? Okay, so well, I couldn't acknowledge that of Sunshine because before I would do so, she had already been lost by the network glitch. And again, we also said, can true love alone heal emotional turmoil? And those who reacted to no see psychological help were nurse. Okay, it was by Miss Jacinta and Mrs. Princess. Miss Mimi Love said maybe a little, and no reactions went to absolutely. And so a lot of them had lots and lots to say. Miss Jacinta said she would say true love cannot heal emotional tumors alone because seeking a therapist is the most important thing that can actually get to the root of the matter. While Miss Mimi Love had something to say, she said she also thinks that it depends because her own experience turned out to be that she was also a victim of those who did not really treat her right. Details withheld because we have a promise to keep details from the general public. And yes, Miss Lulu also said it depends because only if you are with the right person, because you cannot be or you can be used and dumped all in the name of dating. And that sound bam bam bam. Yes, it's really made a bold statement, and yes, she was right, because it truly depends if you are with the right person. True love can appear miserable if you're with the wrong person. And that is that for exclusive Valentine on Air Day 2. I really appreciate everyone who could join us again today for our exclusive Valentine on Air Day 3. I believe many of the honorables would give a lot of insight on this Day 3. It promises to be awesome. Bye.